Hey everyone, welcome back to Best Stories in English. Today, we're going to explore a very powerful concept. Something that can help you build stronger relationships, become more successful, and boost your confidence. It's all about silence. You've probably heard the phrase, silence is golden, but today, I'll show you exactly why it's true and how mastering the art of silence can change your life. So, let's dive into the world where words can make or break you, and silence can give you the upper hand. 1. Words are powerful, use them wisely. A wise person once said, "A fool is recognized by his words, but a wise man by his silence." One of the greatest thinkers, Acharya Chanakya, believed that a person who knows what to say, when to say it, and how much to say is unstoppable in their success. This is the first lesson: your words, once spoken, cannot be taken back, just like an arrow released from a bow. They can either be your strength or your weakness. Takeaway: learning when to speak and when to remain silent can save you from many troubles. A single word spoken in the wrong moment can create problems, but silence at the right time can be your greatest shield. 2. Confuse your opponents with silence. Did you know that silence can actually confuse people around you? When you're in a room with others, let them speak first. Sit back, observe, and don't rush to talk. As people become more focused on their own words, they'll also start to wonder why you're silent. This naturally draws attention to you. By the time you finally speak, your words will carry much more weight, and everyone will be keen to listen. Pro tip: when in a group setting, wait until the moment is just right, when everyone's calm and their attention is fully on you. This is when your voice will be the most impactful. 3. The Japanese warrior's secret to winning. Famous Japanese warrior Sunju once said, "The one who knows when to speak and when not to speak always wins." Silence can increase your focus exponentially. The ancient philosopher Socrates believed that before speaking, you should ask yourself 3 critical questions. Is what I'm about to say valuable? Is it necessary to say this right now? Will my words make a difference? Only after passing through these filters should you speak. If you answer no to any of these questions, it's best to remain silent. 4. Silence sharpens your mind. Let's talk about something we rarely think about: focus. When you're talking, it's hard to think clearly, but when you're silent, your mind is free to organize your thoughts. People who talk a lot often blurt out whatever comes to mind, which can lead to unnecessary problems. But those who stay quiet are able to carefully structure their thoughts, speaking only when absolutely necessary. 5. Build trust through silence. Silence isn't just about staying quiet, it's about listening. When you truly listen to someone, you earn their trust. Most people enjoy talking about themselves, and when you give them that space, they'll appreciate you more. It's no coincidence that the most successful and powerful people are also great listeners. They rarely talk about themselves. Instead, they ask questions and allow others to share. This makes others feel valued. Pro tip: next time you're with friends or in a group, don't rush to share your opinion. Listen carefully, and when it's your turn to speak, you'll have everyone's full attention. 6. How silence protects you. Did you know that silence can actually protect your personality? When you don't speak much, people have a harder time figuring you out. They can't easily judge your strengths or weaknesses, which gives you an advantage. In contrast, when you speak too much, you reveal too much of yourself. The less people know, the more curious they'll be, and they'll never quite figure out your true capabilities. On this occasion, I want to tell you a story. We believe that stories are one of the best ways to learn English. They make new words and concepts easier to grasp, and through storytelling, you naturally improve your sentence structure, vocabulary, and grammar. Today's story not only serves as a language lesson, but also teaches you a valuable life lesson about the power of silence. Story. In a small village, there lived an old man known for his wisdom. His neighbors often came to him for advice, but one thing always stood out. He spoke very little. People would gather around, waiting for him to speak, but he only did so when absolutely necessary. One day, a young man from the village approached him and asked, "How is it that you always know the right thing to say? You speak so little, but everyone listens to you when you do." The old man smiled and responded, "It's not about speaking less or more. It's about knowing when to speak and when to stay silent." The young man looked puzzled. "But how do I learn that?" he asked. The wise man invited the young man to sit by the riverbank. Together, they watched the flowing water in silence. Minutes passed, and just when the young man was about to ask again, the old man spoke softly, "Do you see how the river flows naturally, without forcing itself through the rocks? That's how words should be, natural, not forced." He continued, "When you speak without thinking, it's like trying to control the river's flow. You'll only create chaos. But when you observe, listen, and wait for the right moment, your words will flow smoothly, like the river finding its path." From that day on, the young man learned the art of silence and began to listen more, realizing the power of restraint. Soon, people began seeking his advice, just as they had with the wise old man. He understood that silence was not a weakness, but a strength that gave his words weight. So, how can you apply all this in your daily life? Simple. Think before you speak, listen more than you talk, and remember that silence isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of great strength and intelligence. Silence builds trust, increases focus, and helps you connect better with the people around you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more life-changing tips like this. Let me know in the comments how you plan to use the power of silence in your life, and check out the playlist at the end of this video for more tips. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more wisdom on Best Stories in English. See you next time.